This is 11-6. So, a radical is like a variable. We use the same rules. So, we can only add and subtract like radical with like radical. So over here I have 3 radical 7s, and then I have 5 radical 7s. How many total radical 7s? 8 radical 7s. You guys good with that? Can anything be simplified?
No.
No. 5 radical 2s minus 5 radical 3s minus how many radical 3s?
1.
Make how many radical 3s?
4.
4 radical 3s. How about 2 radical 5s plus 1 radical 5 minus 7 radical 5s? Yes.
Negative 4 radical 5s.
Okay, so that's 3 minus 7 is negative 4 radical 5s. Good. Now, why is this one different, this next one? Yes.
Because you have some different terms. You have a radical 2 and a radical 6.
We have a radical 2 and a radical 6, and so I can only combine these two. 6 radical 2s minus 1 radical 2 make how many radical 2s?
5 radical 2s.
And then I'm left with the 2 radical 6. Okay. Questions? Okay, so you guys good?
Yes.
Okay, so we said like radicals can be combined, unlike radicals can't. Just some examples. This doesn't have a radical, so it can't be combined. The 5 is not a radical, so they can't be combined. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
But when you get something like this, it looks like they're unlike radicals, but we can simplify this. And 20 is really made up of 4 times 5. So when I break that apart, I really get a 2 rad 5.
Yeah.
Right? And then we do 2 rad 5 minus rad 5 makes 1 rad 5. So I can combine those. You have to simplify them first before you can determine. Let's try another one. 32 is made up of what? Yep. 8 times 4. How about something bigger? 16 and 2. And 18 is made up of? 9 and 3, so we can do 4 rad 2 and 3 rad 2 makes 7 rad 2s. Okay, you guys with me? Okay, so now we have radical 12 minus radical 27. I'd like you to do number 1 and 2. Go. Let's check our answers. 12 is made up of 4 and 3. 27 is 9 and 3. 2 rad 3 minus 3 rad 3 is 1 rad 3. Negative 1 rad 3. 72, Ariel?
It's 36 and 2.
And 8 is made up of?
4 and 2.
Good. Okay, and so we get 6 rad 2 minus 2 rad 2, and we end up with 4 rad 2. Questions? Okay, let's try the next one. If you happen to do it, it's 5 rad 3 minus 4 rad 3 plus rad 3. 5 minus 4 is 1, plus another 1 is 2 rad 3. And then if you happen to do the next one, it was, radical 10 plus 2 rad 5. 90 is 3 rad 10, 2 rad 10, and this is 2 rad 5. When you combine these, you get radical 10. Questions? All right, so we have variables. We're just doing the same thing. 50 is made up of? 25 and 2y squared. So I can pull a 5 out. I can pull a y out. Are you with me?
Yep.
Here I can pull a 2 out. I can pull a y out. Now, the only way you can combine those coefficients is if they're exactly the same and the radicals are exactly the same. So 5y minus 2y make how many y? 3y radical 2. So do you see the coefficients in this case now have to be the same? And so does the radical. Okay, what about the next one? Next one. 12x to the fourth. So 12 breaks up to 4. X squared we can pull out. And we're left with we'll have a 2x squared, left with a radical 3. Here we're going to have a 3x squared, we're left with a radical 3. But now I've got 2x squared, radical 3, plus 3x squared, radical 3. That makes how many x squareds?
5x.
5x squared, radical 3. Now, 7's a little different. I'd write it down. Ready? 5x doesn't get broken down. But 125 can be broken down to 25 times 5.
Yeah.
And x cubed can break down to x squared times x. So now I'm going to pull out this stays the same. It's 1 times radical 5x plus 5x. I can pull out, but I'm left with what in the radical? 5x. Okay, now, these are not like coefficients. So here's how we do it. What is this coefficient here? 1. So all you're going to write it as the quantity, 5x plus, or 1 plus 5x, the quantity. Put it in its own parenthesis. 1 plus 5x times radical, all times radical 5x. Do you see that?
You don't actually combine them. You just
Well, you
write them
can't
together.
because they're
Yeah.
unlike terms. But you do need to put that parenthesis around, because what it's saying is we're really just factoring out the 5x. Nicholas and Ethan, can you get present? Nicholas is the second time. Got it? Thanks. Okay, are you guys good with that?
Yeah.
Okay, there's one more that I need to show you. I'm sorry we're going quickly today. So again, remember, when I pull out my 3 and I pull out my x, it's 3 plus x, all times the same quantity under the radical. You're going to have to factor. All right, fractions. Step 1, make them all fractions. So put it over 1. Put the first one over 1. Does that make sense? Now, oops. I'm going to just do this. Okay. Step 1. I don't mean to do that. Now, we've got 2 different situations that we have to do. So, step 1, number 1, we can never leave a radical in the denominator. And number 2, in order to add and subtract fractions, we need a
Like denominator.
So, step 1, I'm going to get rid of the radical over here. And I'm going to multiply by fancy ones. Radical 5 over radical 5 would clear my radical. So then I will be left with radical 5 over 5. Now over here, I'm going to need a common denominator. So what fancy one will I multiply by?
5.
5?
Over a 5.
5 over 5. Are you guys with me? So now what I have is 5 radical 5 all over 5. And I have that minus sign. I knocked out my radical. 2 things. Get rid of your radical, and you need a common denominator. So now I have all in the same fraction, 5 radical 5 minus 1 radical 5. Right?
Yeah.
All over 5. So can we say that's 4 radical 5 over 5?
Yeah.
And I could also write this as 4/5 and bring my radical to the middle. Do you understand that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yes, we good?
Yeah.
No? Nervous? I'm here for after school help. Okay. And it doesn't matter if you do the common denominator first or get rid of your radical first. All right, so in this one, first I'm going to just separate them all into radicals. Now, earlier today, they asked me, they said for the first fraction, what are we going to multiply it by? Radical 2 over radical 2. Then I'm left with radical 6, and I got to get rid of that too. But, so, I think I'm going to first get rid of my radical. What could I do to get rid of the radical? I might do this in 2 steps. What am I going to get rid of it by?
Radical 3 over radical.
Radical 3 over radical 3. Okay, so now I've got radical 6 over 3. And now I've got to turn this. I think I'm probably going to just do radical. It's too much for me to do in my brain all at once. So I'm just going to get rid of my radical here. Radicals first. And so we get plus radical 6 over what? 6. Now I'm noticing I am still needing to do that. So I'm multiplying by what?
2.
2 over 2. And so we get 2 radical 6 over 6 plus
Radical 6.
1 radical 6 over 6 makes what?
3.
3 radical 6 over 6.
And then you simplify.
3 goes into 3 once and into 6 2 times. So we are left with radical 6 over 2. Right? Or I could say 1/2 radical 6. Either one. Are you feeling okay?
Yep.
All right. Can I give you the quiz?
Yep.